Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, our today's topic is morphology of root. A root is typically a non-green underground cylindrical structure forming the descending water-absorbing axis of the plant, which gives to endogenous branches and do not possess nodes, leaves, and buds. So, in short, as we observe commonly in case of stems, there are nodes, there are leaves, buds, but in case of roots, these things are simply absent. Characteristics of root. Root normally constitutes the descending or underground part of the plant axis. We know it is underground part of the plant axis. It is cylindrical structure. It is cylinder shaped. Root is non-green. That means leaves are green, but root is non-green. A distinction of nodes and internodes is absent. In case of roots, nodes and internodes are usually absent. Buds and leaves are usually absent. Adventitious buds occur in few cases for vegetative propagation. For example, in case of sweet potato, in case of wood, in case of apple, there is presence of adventitious buds. Each functional root is covered at the tip by a root cape. There is a root cape at the tip of functional root cape. Near their tips, the fine roots bear unicellular tubular hair-like structures are known as root hairs. Root branches develops from the interior of the parent root. Such an origin is called endogenous roots. It is contrast the exogenous or external origin in case of stems, branches. A terminal bud is absent. In case of roots, terminal bud is not present. Instead, the growing point is subterminal as it is covered by the root cape. The other point is the roots are neutral or negatively phototrophic. They move opposite to the light, so they are known as negatively phototrophic. They are positively hydrotrophic. They move towards the water. They are positively hydrotrophic and they are also positively geotrophic. So, geotrophic response is positive for the main roots. Parts of the so far as the structure of this root is concerned, it is divided into subparts. Typical five regions or five parts. First region is there. It is known as root cape. It is a root cape. Here we say it is a root cape. It is thimble shaped or cup like parenchymatous multicellular structure which covers the root meristem. It covers this is a root cape. It covers the root meristem. The cell is the root cape secretes mucilage, a sort of liquid, a sort of we can say it is a sort of soft liquid. The later lubricates the passage of roots through the soil. Without it, tender roots would be unable to penetrate the hard soil. Cells of the root cave also possess storage grains. The later are believed to take part in the grave perception. The role of the root cave is perception of gravity. Was found out by Darwin in 1880. So this root caves other also function production of the root meristems. Its other function is to protect the root meristems from the friction of the soil particles. Their second region of this root, so far their second it is known as growing point or meristematic zone. It is about 1 mm in length. This growing point, this so far this way growing point, it is 1 mm in length. The growing point of the root is subterminal and lies protected below the root cape. It is made up of compactly or closely arranged small thin-walled isodiametric and meristematic cells which have dense protoplasm. They undergo repeated divisions. They undergo repeated divisions. These so far as these are concerned, these are known as these have repeated divisions. Second, third is the region of zone elongation. It is about 4.8 mm in length. It lies behind the growing point. So far as this region of elongation is concerned, it lies behind the growing point. So far as this is concerned, the cells of this region are newly formed cells which lose the power of division. They elongate rapidly. They increase length of the root. So for the region of elongation, it increases the length of the root. The external cells possess the power of the absorption of water and minerals, salts from the soil. These cells have power to absorb water and minerals from the soil. There is also another region that is known as root hair zone. It is root hair zone. Another part it is known as root hair zone. It also represents the zone of differentiation. This root hair zone, it is also known as a zone of differentiation or maturation because different types of primary tissue differentiates or matures in this region. And that is different types of tissues including xylem, phloem, pericycle, endodermis, corticus, epidermis. Root hair zone is 1 to 6 centimeters length. Most of the water absorption occurs in this region. Most of the water which a root absorbs takes place in a root hair zone. Some of the other cells of this zone gives rise to later tubular outgrowths called root hairs. In this region, root hairs develops. In this year, that is a root hair zone, there develops or grows root hairs. The root hairs increase the exposed surface of the root for absorption. Absorbed from the surface, the root hairs appears as white cottony fibers. They appear as sort of cottony white fibers. Their main function is to absorb. And there is another region of or zone of mature cells. It is at the top. It is also a region of mature cells. In this region, it forms the bulk of the root. Main part or bulk of the root is this part. It is known as a region of maturation. It is also known as region of maturation. The region of maturation, or it is also known as region of zone of mature cells. It forms the bulk of root. The cells of this region do not undergo any further change. The outermost layer of this region has thick walled or impermeable cells, so this region cannot help the root in water absorption. So far as the region of maturation, it has no role in the process of absorption. So this region cannot help the root in a water absorption. Its main function is to encourage the plant firmly. Its main function is to encourage or support the plant firmly in the soil. Later roots also arise from the interior of the region. Later roots also arise from this. There is region of mature cells or zone of mature cells. Thank you. It is sufficient today. Next, we will go ahead. Our today topic was morphology of the root. Thanks. Thanks. Nice.